People often choose to do activities that require less effort, and the human brain is expert at making excuses for this. There is some thought about what differentiates winners from losers, and whether it is possible to train the brain to acquire habits of success. However, the comfort zone of failure is often more attractive. Immediate pleasure is also an obstacle to lasting change. At the end of each year, many people make promises of change, but most of them don't keep them, and soon the new year begins just like the previous one. Although people know what they could do to improve their lives, they often end up suffering from a lack of action. Setting goals and objectives is a common skill among people, but the difficulty lies in maintaining the determination to achieve them. What happens between December 31st and the rest of the year? There is a shift between utopian and everyday time. The dawn of January 1st marks the beginning of the real world, with its obligations and tiredness. So many people put off their tasks, and this is known as procrastination. A procrastinator is someone who has trouble getting tasks done in the right time, and often seeks the adrenaline rush that the pressure of a deadline brings. This type of person may leave everything to the last minute, such as handing in schoolwork or paying bills with a few minutes to go before the deadline. In severe cases of chronic procrastination, it is recommended to seek the help of a professional psychologist or psychoanalyst to understand the internal triggers that lead to the erratic behavior. However, for common cases where we all procrastinate a bit, it is important to set realistic goals and avoid overloading the brain with too many unfulfilled expectations. By setting too many goals and not accomplishing any, the brain can associate those goals with failure and decrease motivation to accomplish them. It is important to remember that procrastinating on unpleasant tasks is common, but it is necessary to find a balance to avoid problems in the future. It is possible to settle into failure, which is why it is important to set modest and realistic goals. For example, instead of trying to lose a lot of weight in a short period of time, set a modest goal, such as losing 5 pounds in a month. By reaching this goal, you may feel that you are able to achieve other, larger goals. For example, learning English in 2 years. Set specific goals, such as taking an online course or hiring a private tutor, and measure your progress over time. It is important to remember that learning a language is a gradual process with various plateaus to reach, not an instantaneous leap to perfection. Even native Portuguese speakers have doubts in their own language, so don't expect perfection. Instead, focus on reaching basic thresholds, such as being able to read a simple text or to communicate clearly and objectively. If you want to save money, it is important to have a goal in mind. Determine what your fixed expenses are and what you want to achieve. If you want to make a down payment on an apartment or trade in your car, for example, you need to know how much money you will need and work toward that goal. Experts recommend having a financial reserve equivalent to at least 3 salaries for emergencies and medical expenses. To develop healthy habits, it is important to set modest goals and gradually increase them. For example, reading for 15 minutes every day can help create the habit of reading and improve brain function. It is important not to let excuses take over and to stick to your goals, writing down questions and reflecting on what you have read in order to achieve your objectives. Permanent change only happens when you establish a habit and insist on it. There is no point in trying to read all day tomorrow or study 8 hours of English next Saturday. It is important to overcome procrastination and become the protagonist of your own life, knowing that the brain is a machine that produces excuses and that you have to deal with it. The brain has been trained to save energy, rest, and conserve resources, but it is possible to train it to be more entrepreneurial, optimistic, and practical. It is necessary to make a conscious effort to change habits and routines in order to achieve lasting results. Studies show that the brain adapts well to habits. Therefore, setting realistic goals, persisting in achieving them, and creating new habits can transform a person's life. Offering modest rewards to oneself upon achieving goals can help motivate the brain. Significant changes in life require changes in behavior, not just changes in daily routine. People who manage to introduce good habits and transform their lives are considered winners. It is important to remember that each person faces different obstacles, but even those with lesser ability can achieve success with productive habits. Those who are intelligent, but lack productive habits, tend to fail. So think, what do you want for your next year? What do you want for your life? Stop putting off happiness, stop putting off your goals, stop procrastinating. Be happy now, not next year. So this is it. If you think this content helped you in any way, enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who needs to follow these tips. I am sure they will thank you.